सोमस्य सूर्यस्य सोमस्य सूर्यस्य सर्वलिङ्गस्थापयति पाणिमन्त्रं पवित्रम् सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः भवे भवेनाति भवे भवस्व मां भवोद्भवाय
Etat somasya suryasya. That's where we stop learning the meaning of the mantra. Etat, we invoked 11 different aspects of how the supreme energy, the lingam, is manifested. Starting with Nidhanapati. Nidhanapati means the one who is actually the master of the one who is master of the time. Who is that is simply the Yama. Yama, if you reverse, becomes Maya. When the Maya ends, Yama comes. That's the regular life. Okay? Yama, Maya. We are constantly living in Maya. Maya disappears when Yama comes. No more Maya. Okay. So, Maya, Yama. The one who is the master of both Yama and Maya. Nidhanapataye namaha. Nidhanapata antikaya namaha. Then we talked about different aspects of what this linga is. And Urdhva, all these different types of manifestations. We discussed that last week. And then we said, it is not just this, it is limited to. It is not just limited to the 11 things. Etat somasya. Soma means Chandra and Surya. I talked about that last week. But Soma, the word Soma is Sa plus Uma. The one who is associated with Uma. That is Soma. Somasya. This manifestation is related to the supreme effulgence that is associated with the Shakti, the Uma. Because the Shakti energy is there, but in order for that energy to manifest, then you require the Uma to come into picture. Otherwise there is no manifestation. Understand? So he is always there. But in order for that potential energy to manifest, it has to become kinetic energy. Otherwise there is no Chaitanya. Everything is latent. Umasya, so Suryasya. Then what that is effulgence that is manifested. What is manifested in our bodies or everything that is patent. What is the inner connectivities? There is light within me. There is light within all of us. There is light in everything that has Chaitanya in it. Isn't it? So that Somasya Suryasya Sarvalingagga Sthapayati. This is now I am able to connect to this light in everything through what? Pani Mantram Pavitram. Pani Mantram means the most supreme, pure mantra, Pani Mantram, and Pavitram. It is pure and it is here and now, Pani Mantram Pavitram. Now we are going to get into the 5 different aspects of how this divine energy evolves, resolves and dissolves. And there are 5 aspects of this that I mentioned. Who wants to take what are the 5? The 5 aspects of the entire cycle of creation has 5 cycles in it. We only think there is only 3. Which is what? Creation, sustenance and dissolution. I'm glad you are connecting very quickly because nobody said destruction. So you did. You did say. You have a long way to go. Yeah. Connect to what we are saying. Destruction is, I already mentioned that in the class, right? Destruction is not what the divine does. Destruction is what terrorists do. Okay? What God does is not destruction, dissolution. So creation, sustenance, which is evolution, resolution, dissolution. And then there are 2 more beyond that. Retraction, redaction, which is called Tirodhana. And then what happens next? Then what is the 4th one? What is the 5th one? 4th one is retraction, which is redaction. What is the 5th one? Divine will, which is anugraha. There are 5 things that are happening, not 3 things. Because after dissolution happens, everything has to go back to the seed form. Everything has to go into the seed, and then from the seed again, due to the will of the divine, the seed sprouts. Hello? Due to the will of the divine, the seed sprouts. But due to your own karma, the seed also sprouts. But that's a different thing. I'm talking spiritual. Anugraha. Now these 5 are what we are called as Srushti, Sthiti, Laya, Tirodhana, Anugraha. 5 things: evolution, resolution, dissolution, redaction, and then divine will, manifestation. Anugraha means the supreme grace. Due to the grace, now it is now sprouting back to evolution, resolution. Now you see what's happening. The entire energy cycle is 5, and the one who is controlling this 5 cycles, Panchakritya Parayana, the one who is doing this very beautifully, meticulously. No SAP required, no SAP required. Without any SAP, without any big processes in place, everything is happening so meticulously, in synchrony. And this is the dance of the Shiva. This is the divine dance that's happening. Everything is like a rhythm. And this rhythm is what is described in the next mantra. The very first mantra is Sadhyo Jatam Prabhajyami. Okay, please chant. Sadhyo
Jatam Prabhajyami, Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha, Bhave Bhave Nati Bhave Bhavasvamam, Bhavodbhavaya Namaha.
Bhavodbhavaya Namaha. Energy. Nobody is chanting with energy. Chant with all the other people. I hear only 2-3 voices, Harini and Sridhar. That's it. What happened to the rest of you? Chant, connect to the mantra. Sadhyo
Jatam Prabhajyami, Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha, Bhave Bhave Nati Bhave Bhavasvamam, Bhavodbhavaya Namaha.
Bhavasvamam. Bhavasvamam. I can hear every single person who is chanting. You said Bhavasyamam, not Bhavasyamam. Bhavasvamam. One more time.
Sadhyo Jatam Prabhajyami, Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha, Bhave Bhave Nati Bhave Bhavasvamam, Bhavodbhavaya Namaha.
That is the very first aspect of the 5 things. What is that? What is the first aspect of the cycle? Evolution. That's what this mantra is saying. That's exactly what this mantra is saying. When the seed is sprouting, what is making the seed sprout from the earth, from the ground? It is the ground, isn't it? Can you make a seed sit in the air and sprout? No. It requires the earth. So this mantra is also associated with the earth element. Sadhyo Jata is associated with the earth element. Now what is happening at the end of all of this cycle? There are only 5 things that are actually evolving, resolving, dissolving, redacting, and then coming back with divine will into cycle. The 5 are the 5 elements of nature. Therefore, every mantra here that we are chanting is associated with one element of the Mother Nature. The first element of the nature is the earth. It is the earth that is sprouting the seed. Now you are wondering, how is this mantra connected to the... Now it is a very beautiful mantra. We are chumma chanting. When you start connecting to this inner significance of what? Sadhyo Jata. What does that word mean? It has 2 meanings. Sadhya Ajataha. The one that never has any birth. Ajataha. That is never born. Is Sadhyo Jataha. Sadhya Jataha. The one that is always young and looks like newly born. That is also what it means. Means the one who has no age. Sadhya Jataha. The one who has no birth is never born. The one who is actually appears to be newly born all the time. Sadya Jataha means the one who appears to be newly born all the time. The one who has no birth to begin with. Understand the paradox? We discussed this in another suktam very beautifully. What is the mantra? I'll give chocolate to whoever can remember what that mantra is. The one who has no birth is born in many. Yes. Whoa, man, so many chocolates, Very good. Excellent, I'm very happy. Ajayamano bahudha vijayate. The one who has no birth to begin with is born in many. Sadya Jataha. The one who appears to be always newly born means what? Young and energetic all the time, no castor oil face. Young and energetic, fresh all the time. Bubbling with like a newly born. How a newly born is kicking for no reason, all the hands and legs and everything is kicking and they're like, What happens to all that energy? 1-year-old still running around, 2-year-old still running around, 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 20-year-old, 30-year-old given up. You retire from young adult stage. 35 you are adult, completely slowed down. What happened to all that energy that you got when you were newly born? What happened to that? What happened to that incredible curiosity to know why is the bird flying, why is the sky blue, why is the water running, why is this, why is that? Constantly asking and rejuvenating and not judging and all. What happened to that? What happened? What happened? That's the question we are carrying them slowly. What we have done is, when you are fresh and young and energetic, then what happened? You are constantly newly born, you are innovating, you are thinking, you are constantly engaged. Then slowly what happens? People start putting stuff in you. Then people start telling you what it is. People start telling you what it should be. People are telling you do this, do that. Now I am getting into trouble with Gauri now. Next question, how can we train our kids, uncle, if we don't even tell them what to do, what not to do? Then what happens? Slowly you become who others are. You forgot who you are. Oh, I have to do like this only. I have to think like this only. I have to be this only. If my father says I should be a doctor, I should be a doctor only. Nobody else. Or engineer. If you are not either a doctor or an engineer, your life is wasted in India. Right? Then what happens? You are constantly getting bombarded with all these things. What this mantra is saying is, how can you be fresh all the time? This mantra is praying. Who gives that energy? Who gives that? Even now there is other thing that happens. When you are young and energetic, you are constantly asking with openness and open-mindedness and curiosity of why is this like that? Why is that like that? And now you are constantly in a learning process. You are not thinking about something. You are open to allowing everything come into you. But suddenly what happens is, when you turn into an adult, you are thinking what not to do instead of what should you do. Isn't it? Most of our thoughts are, if I do this, then this will be the problem. If I do that, that will be the problem. Paralysis, analysis.
But I think we do that because we've been hurt.
You have been programmed by somebody else. You are programmed being now. Once you become programmed, then what happens is your life becomes only programmed life. There is no newness coming into picture. There is nothing fresh that is happening. Same life only. Get up in the morning until you sleep. You are running the same chakra. This mantra is saying, Sadyo Jatam Prapajyami Sadyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha. Two different Sadyo Jatas we are invoking, not one. The first Sadhyojatam Prapajyami is let me be without any thought bond. Sadhya Ajataha, the one who has no thought of himself. Sadhya Ajataha means what? You are nothing, zero. From nothing comes everything. Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha. Now you are invoking in that knownness, in that nothing, in that emptiness, in that openness. Now I am invoking everything that is new, unjudged, fresh, absolutely innovation, creativity. Children, you have to be very cautiously, carefully hearing this. If you are already programmed, you can't invite into something. Hello. If your glass is half full, you can only fill half more. If your glass is empty, then you can fill the full glass. What do we want to do? We are constantly holding something in our hand, And then how can you hold something else? If I am holding like this, how can I go hold something else? Is it possible? No. In order for me to hold those feet, what I should do? Leave this and then hold those feet. Isn't it? Instead, what we want to do? We want to have this and also that. Hello? And then we are holding so many things. Not only this hand is holding this, there is holding so many other things. How is it possible to hold something? Impossible. First you have to give out, clean it out. What are you cleaning it out? Every single aspect of dents that are associated with programming, you unlearn. You unlearn. Then you become open. Then you are nothing. You are nobody. Then everything comes to you. You don't need to even go ask somebody. You are invoking, you are inviting. The energy is absolutely there. But instead we just stopped. Bhave bhave nati bhave bhavasvamam. Bhave bhave nati. What is constantly being born in us? What is constantly being born in us? Thought, yeah. Every single second, split second, thought is born in us. And then what happened? You are chasing that thought. You are chasing it, isn't it? You are inundated, indulged, and drowning in this thought after thought after thought without even knowing that you are thinking. Not you means not you, me. Okay? Don't think you means I am personalizing it. The same thing with me also. Instead, what we have to do is not to get drowned in that thought process. We have to first recognize Bhave Bhave Nati. Let it not come out and out all the time like that. Oh God, let my thought just come like that. Stop it. Because you have no control over your thought. The guy that is giving you the thought inside, you are telling him, please, let me not be inundated, drowned in that thought process. Bhave bhave nati. Bhave bhavasvamam. Give the thought only that is about my supreme self. What you should be thinking is not about all the kacha stuff. Hello. Constantly thinking this, thinking that. That stuff is, but what is the really thing the thought should be about? The thought is really, this is a very, very, very intricate thing. That thought, that it is about your own supreme self, that is the only thought that you should be having. Then that is a paradox, because once you turn that thought towards the supreme self, then that supreme self is like dissolves, that thought dissolves in that. Then thought becomes what? A tool, an instrument. Thought doesn't become something that is running you. You run the thought. Making sense to you? Is it making sense? No, not really, right? No? Tell me, what are you thinking?
of your thoughts.
Is it making sense? Yeah. What is making sense? Tell me. Is what I am saying making sense? Yes, Maunika? No, not really. No. They don't say like this or this. Huh? Is it making sense or no? Yes? No? Not really. I know. For you, there is no thought. I mean, I'm putting new thought in you. But this is about people that are like me, who are constantly thinking. That's why God said only 2 lines. The first 2 lines of God's message to the whole world is Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. What you should be thinking about is Guru's feet. Then what happens? He will make you float in the ocean of thought. Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. Then once you connect this thought to that supreme feet of the Lord, then you are no longer drowning in the thought, you are now floating in the thought. Bhave bhave nadi bhave bhavasvamam bhavot bhavaya namaha. I'll pause here. Looks like you are all really pensive, you are all sinking or thinking or sinking. S-Y-N-C S-I-N-K T-H-I-N-K. See how many things? Either you are thinking, you are sinking, or sinking. Right? You don't know S-Y-N-C?
Oh, no.
Yeah, what is that S-Y-N-C? What is that? Wi-Fi, sinking. iCloud. You are in a cloud and you are sinking all the time. Every instrument is sinking in the iCloud. In this iCloud, there is a reason why they formed these words also. Very interesting why they formed these words. It's all iCloud. And then instead of sinking in that iCloud, which is cluttering your vision, what happens when there is cloud? No clarity. Now what are we doing? We are in iCloud. Life is no sunshine, no clarity. Bhavot bhavaya namaha. The one who is origin of the thought itself, to whom I am connecting. It is to that supreme energy which is even the origin of the thought. Bhavot bhavaya namaha. Now, when we are really understanding what this mantra is saying, see how beautiful that is. You stop thinking unnecessarily. If you want to think about that. That helps you stops thinking. And think about that. That is even the origin of the thought. Then what happened? Swami says to have bad thoughts is ignoble, to have good thoughts is noble, and to be thoughtless is peace. To be thoughtless doesn't mean a stupid fellow. Hello. That is the clarity we have to get. Yeah. Thoughtless?
I have a thought.
Okay.
This is your previous mantra. So about unprogramming everything. So the knowledge has to be learned.
Yeah.
So when you say unprogram, are you meaning that we should come up with innovative ways of knowing it, just have an open mind to know that knowledge? I'm not clear when you say unprogramming, what do you mean?
Yeah, what he's asking is, he's now really sinking. S-Y-N-C. Okay. So if I understand the question, are you saying we should not pursue knowledge?
No. That has to be done.
That has to be done. But so the point is this, you're thinking about knowledge. What this mantra is saying, who is knowing? Who is the one that is actually knowing? Who is knowing?
God.
Who is teaching?
God.
Who is learning?
God.
What is knowledge?
Sort of God.
Thank you very much. Case closed.
That is the ultimate goal. But for us right now,
So this knowledge that we are talking about, how does knowledge come into a human being? How are we knowing? How are we learning? Tell me how you are learning. What makes you learn stuff? Yes. Because you are thinking. How are you learning? I talked about this before in Veda class. It's not. How does knowledge come into picture? Yes.
Knowledge comes into picture
By?
thinking.
Huh?
Thinking.
By thinking.
Yeah.
If you sit at your home and start thinking, you get knowledge?
No.
No.
Feeling, touching,
senses.
The five.
Yeah, the five senses are giving you knowledge of what? Perception.
Yeah.
The five senses are giving you knowledge of perception.
that's not reality.
No, but that is just knowledge of perception. It doesn't mean it is useless. It has limited value, isn't it? Of course, if you close your eyes and drive, what happens? You'll die.
Yeah.
So you have to open your eyes and drive only. Okay, no question about that.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying you should not drive or anything. That's not what they're saying. But that knowledge, what we're talking about, is perceptual knowledge that is limited only to your seeing, to your hearing, to your touching, to your feeling. That knowledge is the knowledge that is very limited in scope. Because what you know through your perceptions is not even 0.1% of the knowledge pie. Because now you know. You know you don't know. What is it that you don't know? You don't know. That is 99% of the pie. How do you get to knowing that? By knowing which you will know all the three. Too much knowledge. Yes. Already? Okay. Go practice knowledge. Okay. Only 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, is that answering your question? Okay. Then there is a knowledge beyond the senses of perception. Huh? There is something beyond the knowledge of perception. Right? I mentioned this to you previously in some other class. I'm sure I talked about it somewhere. Because that's all my knowledge is limited to. Swami Vivekananda says very beautifully, if a little chick has come out of an egg, and then there is an eagle that is several thousand feet, the moment this little chick perceives that there is a eagle on the top, it goes and hides under the wings of its mother. In Jnana Yoga, Swami Vivekananda describes this scenario, and he asks the question, no knowledge of perception. How is this chick already knowing that there is an eagle on the top? There are some things that you are programmed with, and that's called instinct. Next level of knowing. There is something you are programmed with, instinct, right? That instinct is beyond the 5 aspects of perception. Then there is even higher knowledge. Last week in study circle we were talking about that. Vision, we were talking about vision in study circle. Not ordinary vision, inner vision we were talking about. What is inner vision? That you have something to perceive and to think about before the time and age of anybody that is living contemporary to you. Like for example, Henry Ford, I was giving the example. Henry Ford asked a whole bunch of people in his town, what would you like to have to go faster from one place to another place? What do you think they told him? Faster running horses. But what did he envision? Car. How did he envision that? You are going something even beyond. Now this is, I am giving this example in a materialistic point of view. Imagine if you have that vision of that which is actually the basis of the whole knowledge, then what will happen? You will be established in steady faith of your own reality, and you will be connected all the time to that supreme bliss. It doesn't mean you don't act in the real world. That's not what it means. But you are acting, you are bringing something that is beyond. She's very happily in sync here. You're disturbing her. Okay, that's fine. So the context of that vision is what we're talking as knowledge. Bhavot Bhavaya Namaha. Somebody came to Bhagavan Ramana and he said, Bhagavan, I'm meditating nowadays. Oh, very good. He asked, who is meditating? Who is meditating? What did he say?
I am meditating.
I am meditating. And then he said, when you know who is meditating, that is real meditation. When you know who is meditating, then that is real meditation. But what are we thinking? I am meditating. But it is not you that is meditating. I am is meditating. I am is meditating. The real meditation is not about who is meditating. Oh, I am doing this sadhana, I am this, I am that. When you connect that to that limited aspect of who that is, then you are not really meditating. When that I am is constantly, when you are connected to that Bhavot Bhavaya Namaha, then you are really meditating. This is meditation. Right now, I am meditating. Because who is talking? Where from all this is coming? Nobody sat down and prepared a class that these are the talking points. I'm going to discuss this, etc. That is not really a study. When we invoke that, tap into that abundance that is really meditating, then we are meditating. Bhavot Bhavaya Namaha. Please chant. Sadhyo Jatam
Prabhadyami Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha Bhave Bhave Nadi Bhave Bhavasvamam Bhavo Bhavaya Namaha.
Now you are creative. Now you are really creative. Why? Because you are not thinking about what you are thinking. You are allowing thought to be that instrument that is coming from what place? From the origin of the thought. That is real creation. That is real creativity. What we are thinking creativity is very different. If you are able to, what is creativity? What's creativity? Lot of people use the word, you are a very creative person, they say. And the creative person is somebody who is cuckoo. Because nobody understands what he is talking about. That's creativity. In corporate world. What is he talking? I can't even understand what he is talking, right? Isn't it? Hello? Supposing you are Steve Jobs and you are presenting, imagine 15, 20 years ago, that this one little thing, it can show movies, it can send emails, it can do this, it can do that, and you're punching cards into your computer like I did 30 years ago when I was a graduate student. We used to punch cards and feed them into these big monster machines. And I'm listening to Steve Jobs. What am I thinking? Hello. What? Seriously, tell me, what am I thinking? What is this guy? What is this guy talking about? Crazy. Huh? When Bhagavan was young, and he was saying, this place is going to be filled with hundreds of thousands of people, and you wouldn't even have an opportunity to even see me for a few seconds in a day. And those people are thinking, yeah, right, Swami. I mean, come on, Swami, what are you talking about? I was talking to the son of Dr. Burgul Ramakrishna Rao Garu. There's he used to be the governor of Uttar Pradesh and then governor of Kerala. Very ardent devotee of Swami. His mother used to tell Swami, Swami, it is 10 o'clock, I'm really tired, can you please go take rest now? Because he was used to spend so much time with them. Now imagine which one of us will say that? Huh? Just tell me about that. Which one of us will say, Swami, come on, go take rest now. I'm really tired. You have spent a lot of time with me, Which one of us will say like that? No context of what we are referring to. This is the beauty of. I was reading a joke somewhere recently. No, not a joke. It's a real incident. Einstein and Charlie Chaplin, when they met first time, Einstein told Chaplin, you are really admirable. You are a great guy because you don't say a single word. And a lot of people really understand you, and everything is very clear, because Charlie Chaplin movies are all silent movies at that time, right? You don't say a single word in your movies, but everybody understands you. Then Chaplin told Einstein, you are actually even more admirable. You talk a lot, nobody understands a damn thing, and they still admire you. Huh? Imagine, that's me. You talk a lot, nobody understands a damn thing, but they still admire you. Who is? So the context of what we are talking as the creativity in the mantra is, first, be nothing. Sadhyo jatam prapadyami. I am invoking that which has no thought, completely empty. Sadhyo jataya vai namo namaha. In that, I am bringing into newness, freshness. Bhave bhave nati, bhave bhavasvamam. Right? Just simply don't give me thought that is very limited in scope. Let me be open to that thought and pursue it. Bhavod bhavaya namaha. To that which is the basis of that thought. Now, is this practical? What is this mantra about? Creativity. This mantra is not about some guy who is called Satyajata. Now, imagine what that applies to the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth has no birth, no death, all the time there, but constantly open. You put a mango seed, it will give mango fruit. You put a palm tree, palm seed, it gives a palm. It has no agenda of its own. Earth has no agenda of its own. It's completely open. It's completely allowing something to come, and then taking that and giving it a birth. And that birth which leads to birthlessness. A birth that leads to no more births. That's what this mantra is asking for. Now you take a seed and you fry it and you keep it in Mother Earth. Will it sprout? No. This is the reason why this mantra is associated with Mother Earth and about creativity. Vamadevaya Namo. Vamadevaya Namo, Jeshaya Namah, Shreshaya Namo, Rudraya Namah, Kalaya Namah, Kalavikaranaya Namo, Balavikaranaya Namo, Balaya Namo, Balapramadanaya Namah, Sarvabhutadamanaya Namo, Manonmanaya Namaha. This is the longest of the 5 aspects we tell. Rest of them are 2 lines only. Now this mantra is a Vamadevaya, Jesthaya, Sresthaya, Rudraya, Kalaya, Kalavikaranaya, Balavikaranaya, Balaya, Balapramadhanaya, Sarvabhutadamanaya, Manonmanaya. What is the second aspect of the cycle we said?
Sustenance.
Sustenance. For sustenance, this many are required. For Srishti starts with nothing. Once Srushti happens, sustenance have to be there. Job description much longer. Vamadeva, Jeshta, Sreshta, Rudra, Kala, Kalavikarana, Balavikarana, Bala, Balapramadhanaya, Sarvabhutadamanaya, Manon Manaya. Beautiful. All these different things that we are talking about are different energies that are required for sustenance. All these different things that we are talking about are energies. And these energies are called Vama Shaktis. Vamadevi, there is a deity by name Vamadevi. Now when we look at these the Shaktis that are required for sustenance, for sustenance you require so many different energies come into synchronization. How that is associated with sustenance is Vama means short. Okay, Vamana means the one who is short. Hello. You understand? Vama means short. Jeshta means Sreshta, important. Important or important? Important. Okay, Sreshta. Rudra. Hello, Rudra. Source. Kala. Time. Kalavikarana. The one who is actually timing the time or beyond the time. Bala means Balavikarana. No, you are all very good. You should be now sitting here now. I have to get mics to all of you now. Balapramadha means the one who is actually even dissolving the arrogance of strength. Sarvabhuta Damana means Sarvabhuta Damana means the one who is enabling the being of every single being. Then Manon Mana means the one who is even the mind of the mind. Manon Mana means he is the thought of the thought, the mind of the mind. Mana means basically whatever is happening in a thought process, the energy associated with the thought, like they say in strings theory. There are so many quantum physics. They talk about the strings theory, right? What the strings theory is now, they thought to begin with there are only some rigid particles called electron, positron, neutron, all those things. Now it's beyond that. Energy is not associated with 3 or 4 particles. How many particles are there? Now zillions of particles are there. How many? Every single week one guy publishes about one of the particles. Now they call it no more particle, it's called string. And then what is the string? String is nothing but an energy that has a particular pattern of energy. It looks like a particle. Hello. Careful attention. Children, there is a lot of physics here. Newton said there are rigid planets and all. But what appears to be a particle is not actually a particle. It is that energy that has a constant pattern to it, and that constant pattern of the energy appears to be a particle. Does that make sense to you? Yeah.
Shakti creates matter, so Shakti bigger than Shiva concept. Even from matter comes from Shakti, that is energy.
To begin with, there is only one thing called energy. Doesn't matter. Okay? Never mind. To begin with, there is only energy, nothing else. Even there is only energy, kinetic energy, potential. Matter is inconsequential. You should not call Shiva as matter. Hello? Shiva is not matter. Shiva and Shakti are both Shakti. One is actually the unmanifest and the manifest energy. Shakti is just a manifest energy. What is manifested, what is become patent is what you are calling as creation. But how much more Shakti or energy is untapped and abundant, that is what we are calling as the supreme divine energy. When you call it as potential energy, it is Shiva. When you call it as kinetic energy, it is Shakti.
But what really amazed me here, string theory, is this is the first time we see that the transition happens from Shakti to...
But what you are observing as a matter is actually Maya. What it is actually is energy only, nothing else. To think that it is matter is Maya. But you are not that matter. You are energy. What appears to be Mira is Maya. What you are is energy, nothing else. And now once you get rid of this theory that I am the matter, I am the only one that matters, then you take, I am not the one that matters, then who are you? Energy. You are indestructible. What you came as this body is simply a question of that energy manifested as you, as a matter for a time period of time. Then what are you? You are the energy. And what is that energy? Call that Atma, soul, whatever you want to call that, just call that. This is just a ring. But what is it really a ring? Temporarily it is a ring. When I die, my son gets it, he may not even keep it. He may convert it into a necklace or an ear stud. Who knows? Who knows? What has he done with this? For a few months, while I am enjoying it, it appears to be a ring. Hello? You understand? Hey, Parality. She is happy, energy. So, now what we are talking about is the strings theory. Even the energy of your thought process will change the pattern of what you are looking at, and therefore everybody's thought energy can create a particle. You can write tomorrow a theory about your own particle, publish it, call it Tapaswini. You understand? Manon Manaya Namaha. The energy associated even with the thought. Now, Vamadeva, please chant this mantra one more time. Every time now you are chanting the mantra, how many different ways this energy is manifested to sustain this particular thing that is created. Now this energy, now it's beautifully associated with that Namo Jeshthaya Namah Sreshthaya Namo Ruddha, that Namah Jeshthaya Jasre, what is that mantra in Rudra Manuvakam which I Kanishtaya Janamo Rudraya
Namo Jeshthaya Jaganishthaya Janamo
Purvajaya cha Parajaya Janamo Madhyamaya cha Pagalbhaya Janamo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya Janama Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya Janamo Yamyaya cha Shemyaya Janama Purvaryaya cha Kalyaya Janama Shlokyaya cha Vasanyaya Janamo Vanyaya cha Kakshyaya Janama Shravaya cha Pradishravaya Janama. Go back and read that Anuvaka and connect to this sustenance mantra. Now, once that sustenance comes, you will find all kinds of this energy manifested for sustenance. Vamadeva, Jeshta, Sreshta, Rudra, Kala, Kalavikarana. How many different ways? All these are required for sustenance. All these are required for sustenance of the universe and the creation. Not one Shakti it is. If everybody is supreme and Steve Jobs, then whatever, the whole world is a disaster. I can assure you, one Steve Jobs is enough to destroy the whole universe, you know. If there are so many shakers, the world will be a disaster, I can tell you. You have to have the balance of the entire creation to sustain the creation. Therefore what happens? The energy is now manifested in so many different ways. Some that are short, some that are supreme, some that are... There is nothing called greater or equal, because if that balance is not there, there is no sustenance. And there should be those that are just like in a company. You require so many different functions for the sustenance of the company. You cannot simply say, if I'm R&D guy, I am the greatest guy, I am the only guy that's coming up with cuckoo ideas and there is nobody else selling the product, then what happens? Your ideas are simply wasted. Nobody is selling a product. Hello? So you require the sales guy who doesn't know any damn thing about the product, but can go talk about the product as if he knows everything. And he doesn't. You understand? Marketing is unlearning, research is learning. They have to have a sell sheet to go talk about that. Do you think the guy knows? Like for example, medical representative that goes to a doctor and debriefs about a medicine. You think the medical representative knows what the drug does? He is given a cheat sheet, but that is his job. You understand? Doctor actually doesn't have any clue what the medicine does. I'm sorry, please don't mistake me. Most of the time what happens is, the guy who discovered the drug actually knows exactly what the drug does and what it does, what its mechanism of action and all those things. Now different functions, right? Can you say doctor is less important than the guy that discovered the medicine? No. Both are important.
The patient is most important.
Yeah, that's the most important. Patient doesn't require either of these two if he really knows what he is. Okay? Patient really doesn't require. I was singing this beautiful song from Nanak. Mera Vaid Guru Govinda, Mera Vaid Guru Govinda, Har Har Naam Aukhad Mukh Deve, Kaate Jam Ki Phanda. If I take this medicine called the name of the God, then I will be able to understand how even to cut off my birth and death cycle. Therefore, who is my Guru? The name of the God is my supreme medicine. That's what Nanak was saying. Distraction. Let's come back to the cycle of sustenance. Vamadeva, Jeshta, Sreshta, Rudra, Kala, Kalavikarana, Balavikarana, Bala, Balapramadhana, Sarvabhuta Damana, Manonmana. These are the different forces or energies that are sustaining the universe. One more time, please chant. With Sajjojatam.
Sajjojatam pravadhyami Sajjojataya vai namo namaha Bhave bhavenati bhave bhavasvamam Bhavodbhavaya namaha Vamadevaya namo Jeshaya nama Shrestaya namo Rudraya nama Kalaya nama Kalavikarana namo Balavikarana namo Balaya namo Balapramadana nama Sarvabhutadamanaya namo Manonmanaya namaha.
In this, if you take out Sreshta and Bala, there are actually 11 things that are described, 11 mantras. Vamadeva, Vama, Jeshta, Sreshta. You can take Sreshta out. Rudra. If you take Kala, Kalavikarana, Balavikarana, take Bala out. Bala Pramadana, Sarva Bhuta Damana, Manonmana. How many? 9. Exactly 9. If you add the other two, 11. These 9 are the 9 Shaktis associated with Sri Chakram. And those 9 are Shakti Pithas also. Vama Shakti, there is a Vama, Jeshta, Raudri. Then the other 3 are described as Ichha, Jnana, Kriya, Buddhi, Vishakni, Dautari. There are 9 different Shaktis associated with these mantras. Now, what is required for sustenance of our bodies? Hello, this is an easy question.
Food, water,
very important.
oxygen.
Water also is very important. But more important than food is water that is important. Because the food is only filling the stomach, but water is actually required for even better sustenance. Imagine if you don't take shower for 15 days, which I cannot even imagine, but just in case you want to imagine. Life is terrible. I mean, look at what happens to your sustenance after you just take shower, after you just drink water, after you look at how beautiful that water element is for sustenance. Now that's the reason why this mantra is associated with water element, because it is required for sustenance, for sthiti, srushti, sthiti. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Yeah, exactly 10. So next week we will have the class at 9, and next week we'll conclude the other 3 elements of the nature, God willing. Okay? That the aghorebhyo adhagorebhyo ghora ghoratarebhyah sarvebhyah sarva sarvebhyo namaste astu rudra rupebhyah. Okay, let's close with chanting the 2 that we learned today. Sadyo
Jatam prapadyami sadyo jataya vai namo namaha bhave bhavenati bhave bhavasvama bhavodbhavaya namaha vamadevaya namo jyeshtaya namah shrestaya namo rudraya namah kalaya namah kalavikaranaya namo balavikaranaya namo balaya namo balapramadhanaya namah sarvabhuta